I enjoy getting up early in the morning, going out, hiking. And a lot of times I'll see deer and I'll shoot them. You know, I walk up, take aim, and I shoot them. I really enjoy shooting deer. I know for some people they have a season, but I don't abide by any seasons. If I see deer, I shoot them. I used to go hiking in the morning because I'd hurt my knee, I had surgery, and one day hiking I saw 4 deer. They were like posing, looking at me, and I walked up and got real close to them. And I really enjoy shooting deer. And later that day I saw other deer. I just kept doing it. And from then on, I've just been going out shooting deer. I always get from people one question. How do you get that close to the deer? How do you shoot photos that close to the deer? And I explained to him that I've been hiking these trails probably at least 15 years. Most of the deer in the trail, seriously, I've known since they're fawns. And when I walk in initially, they will try to communicate with me sometimes. Sometimes they won't. But a lot of times I'll see them laying there, and I don't want to bug them. You know, and they're laying there. It's like, you know, I try to pretend, and I know it's going to sound weird, it's like I'm in some guy's living room. Because that's basically where I am. I'm in their living room. And I just kind of ignore them. I walk by them, not really giving them a glance, look the other way. And I just get close enough that they know me, they know my scent. And when I'm alone, they don't freak out. And I can get, and I'm being serious now, within 5 feet or closer if I want. I don't want to, though. I don't feed them. They're not my buddies. We have a respectful relationship. I go about my business, they go about theirs. What I do is, what I've learned is if I ignore them, they are curious. They will watch me, and if I'm shooting down by the lake, they'll walk down and look at me. If I give them eye-to-eye contact, a lot of times they freak out. They just, I don't know why, but they do. And normally they let me get pretty close. But if it's a buck or a mom with fawns, I don't push my luck. I mean, I know the rules, and the rules are, this is their woods, I'm a guest, and I treat them that way, that I'm a guest in their woods. You see them? People always say to me all the time, oh, the reason your photos are so good is you're using an expensive camera, you're using an expensive lens, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I look at them. I always give them the same patent answer, and they all laugh at me. I said, let me ask you a question. They go, what? I said, if Jimi Hendrix handed you his guitar, could you play it? They all give me the same answer. No, I couldn't play his guitar. I said, it's the same thing with photography. If Jimi Hendrix picked up a lousy guitar, trust me, he can play it. It's not the camera. Sure, it's nice to have a nice camera. You can go out 365 days a year in nature with any type of camera you have or own, or a cell phone, and take tremendous photos. There's no excuse that I don't have a good camera. All you need is a great imagination, and to go out and do it. No one can stop you but yourself. Run. See him? See him? constantly asked by young photographers. They ask me, how do you get your stuff in the gallery? How do you get your stuff out there? And I tell them all the same thing. Basically, you just have to network with people, use Facebook, use social media, use whatever you have to get your stuff out there. The more people that see your artwork, your photography, you don't create a brand, but people know you exist. And the hardest thing in being a photographer or an artist is getting people to recognize that you exist. One of the nice things is I'm going to be having an exhibit for about 3 months at a gallery. Well, I took my photos over there, and believe me, you know, it's a pain taking 50 photos, let me tell you right now. And some were like 3 feet, 4 feet. So after schlepping them all over there, I put them down, I walked out, I went home. Then 2 to 3 days later, I walked back into the gallery. I walked upstairs, I looked at it, and it was like, wow, these are my photos? I could not believe how beautiful it looked. I mean, I was just like blown away. They did such a nice job. I mean, it really was very surreal and humbling. Just a really humbling experience. One of the things I found real interesting in growing up and basically maturing as a photographer or videographer is to not lock yourself into just one genre where people think, oh, this is all you can do. I will go shoot anything. To me, if you're a photographer, a true photographer, it's like being a true actor or an artist. You can do anything. You can create, you can make magic, and that's what you're supposed to do as a photographer. I have probably taken in my lifetime over 1 million photos. And I hope to take 1 million more. The difference in shooting in the winter is I get the opportunity because the snow really muffles a lot of the sound. They really can't hear me. But in the summer, they're more aloof. They just don't let me get that close. But it just seems like in the winter, I get a lot closer. The thing about the winter, when it really sets in, I'll get up in the morning, the sun's not up, I'll turn on the weather channel, I'll look at the weather, I'll go, oh God, minus 10 degrees, and that's not the world, that's the temperature, minus 19, minus 20. Well, I find my hand warmers, I put them on because when you get out in weather like that, it's beautiful. Some of those are like the perfect days for shooting, and the reason is the snow's on the ground, it's clear, I can see for miles. The bad part is, the deer can see me too. I mean, there's nowhere for me to hide. So I guess, you know, it's good for me, it's bad for me, and it's good for them. See him? Right down here. I know I come out here and I have on hand warmers, gloves, Under Armour, I mean, everything you can imagine. I mean, and I don't know how these deer survive in temperatures like this. I mean, it's been 20 below zero for 10 days in a row. And, you know, I see these guys and they're just bedded down. I mean, I'm freezing. I don't know how they survive all winter. I mean, it's incredible. I just don't know how they do it when the weather is this brutal. It just blows me away. I mean, how they survive in the temperatures when it's that cold and they've got nowhere to go. I mean, they're out here. One of the cool things about being a deer hunter is, as much as I'm hunting the deer, I'll be sitting there taking a photo of a deer and look 2 feet to my left and there'll be 3 other deer looking at me. So as much as I'm hunting them, they're also hunting me. They want to know where I am. Not that there's any fear or anything, but they want to know where I'm at and they're keeping an eye on me. And as much as I'm looking for them, I don't even know it sometimes. There's 5 of them behind me looking at me and I'm looking at them, and a lot of times I don't know till I turn around that they're standing right next to me. When I'm hiking, the thing that's cool about nature is the scenery and the landscape is always changing. This is perfect, man. The snow's melting, the ice is melting, there's water running, which tells me spring's around the corner. I hope some young child who I meet again will walk up to me and say, you know what? I saw some of your videos, and I've had this happen. I've had kids walk up to me and say, I've seen your videos. I love the nature stuff. I hope one of these kids grabs his dad's camera, calls me one day and says, I want to go out with you and shoot photos and learn how to do it. Because you know what? There's nothing better than helping some other young child like I was at one time learn to love photography, videography, and really get into it like I did. And if we can hand this down for generations and generations, the same way we all look at old magazines now in the photos. 100 years from now, they're going to be looking at our photos. Only won't be magazines, it'll be online. A whole new digital medium. A lot of times I'll see deer and I'll shoot them. You know, I walk up, take aim, and I shoot them. And I just...
That was perfect. That was
relationship with the little fawns. And then when they're bigger, they'll like just walk up to me. And, you know, I can just shoot them. That's mom. And after several years, it becomes a buck. And we have like a relationship. I mean, it's like,
Why is this so hard?
one of the things I really enjoy is when I meet a young fawn. Okay, let's come back.